Washington Times had an editorial today talking about how this influx threatens to transform the nation. They say this is a man-made disaster, but they say that this threatens to transform the nation. Do you believe that?
I believe the nation's being transformed, and I think that this is a component of it, but I'm not even sure that this is the biggest component of it. I really took the president seriously when he said that he wanted to fundamentally transform the United States of America. That's not me saying so. That's what he said he wanted to do. I think he's gone about that in a variety of ways. Immigration's a big part of how he did it, but I sort of think what we're seeing now is the old Piven-Cloward strategy applied to policy. This is this idea that you overload the system with crisis, and the system has a limited amount of capacity to deal with one crisis at a time. So we're now at a point where you get the EPA, and then you have the Taliban, and now you have student loans, and then the next day we have an immigration crisis. We can't deal with this. Washington is not equipped to deal with it. And this sort of opens up the area for the president to come in with executive power and try to resolve everything. And unfortunately, I don't think we're going to like the way he resolves it.
You can't think, though, that President Obama, maybe you can, I don't know, that President Obama wanted to see these children sleeping on plastic tarps. In one instance, it's 300 children to 4 showers down there, that this is part of some master plan, or is this unintended consequences from a more relaxed immigration policy?
Megan, when President Obama has policies that strengthen Islamic supremacists, I don't think it means that he wants terrorist attacks to happen, but that's what happens. The natural outcome of his policies, the logical place that you end, is exactly these kinds of humanitarian catastrophes. And it's always been so with people who want to be judged by their good intentions instead of the debacles that their policies cause.
It's interesting you point that out, because we begin the show with General Jack Keane talking about how the caliphate is basically starting in Iraq now. The Islamic State devoted to jihad. They've basically taken over Iraq, and now they've got a centralized government they're about to form with the goal of attacking America. We wanted to get out of Iraq. The people wanted to get out of Iraq. The president promised that on the political campaign trail. With immigration, he promised that he would be more, sort of kinder and gentler when it came to immigration policies. All things that many on the left and even many in the center said, yes, we're behind you on. And yet tonight we're seeing some really unfortunate results.
Right. Well, because you can't run the world on good intentions, and you can't run the world on incoherent policies where in Syria and Iraq, as you're talking about, in Iraq, the same guy who we're targeting, who's like an al-Qaeda operative, he's the enemy. But if he crosses into the border of Syria, he becomes a rebel, and he's on our side.
And we arm him.
Right.
And we arm him. I mean, that's been documented. Andy, good to see you.
Good to see you.
Well, less than 24 hours ago.